We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Brad. Brad has a JVC X55, 550R projector with a 125-inch screen. He also has a Marantz AV7701 Pre-Pro, which he knows does not have HDMI 2.0 or HDCP 2.2, and he had and he has, I'm going to say had or has. It says had.
Yeah, he bought another one, so I don't know if he still has.
All right. Anyways, he may or may not own a Samsung Ultra HD Blu-ray player, which is not called Despicable Me 1 or 2. When he plugged in the Samsung into his Marantz, disc seemed to play just fine, but maybe he was just missing something, isn't quite sure. But he bought a new Sony UBP X800 Ultra HD Blu-ray player now. So I guess he upgraded to this for some reason.
I guess.
Okay. Regular Blu-rays play fine, but when he puts in the Ultra HD Blu-ray, he gets a blank screen, and even the menu won't show up. Well, that makes sense, too. So he connected one HDMI output from the Sony probably directly to his JVC, and the second HDMI output from the Sony chose Marantz. That got everything working, but the sound is about a half second behind the video.
Yeah.
So the lip sync is driving him nuts. That would drive me nuts, too. The other problem is that Ultra HD Blu-rays look like they're about half the bright. We just addressed this, but half the brightness of the regular Blu-rays, and it's dim. It's so dim they're unwatchable, he says. So he wants to correct the picture, no lip sync issues, and he isn't going to buy a new Pre-Pro. Okay, well, I mean, okay,
so he just wrote today, and he I guess he does still have the Samsung, because he said, he discovered that when he plugs the Samsung into the Marantz, that it is auto maxing out at 1080p. So that's why even Ultra HD Blu-ray players, Ultra HD Blu-ray movies showed up, but it showed up in 1080p, not in Ultra HD. So
that makes sense.
That's how that worked.
Okay, so the Sony was basically saying no HDCP, no video for you.
That's right.
So,
whereas the Samsung was smart enough to say, we'll just limit you to what your AV receiver does allow.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. I don't know if that's smart
was that
enough,
much. So
but yeah.
The bottom line is, we know that since he's not going to upgrade his Pre-Pro and he's not going to give up his lossless audio, you do need to use two HDMI outputs.
Which he figured out by himself. So good.
Yeah,
good
one that goes directly to the projector, one that goes directly to your AV7701.
Yes. So lip sync issues are often irksome.
I hate that so much.
And tiresome. I actually, what's really driving me nuts? My wife and I are going back because we apparently have run out of things to watch on Netflix together for right now, and we're rewatching some old episodes of White Collar, which she really likes and I find completely tolerable. So we're watching it, and I remember this the first time we watched it too. The first episodes, the lip sync is off, and it's not man. It's not the receiver. It's not the projector. It is the video. It's the actual video. The lip sync is off. It drives me nuts. It looks like they're dubbed. I mean? Right. Like, it's like 500 milliseconds behind. It's just so bad. But so I completely empathize with you. So with this behind, sound is about half a second behind the video.
Yeah.
Can we fix half a second behind the video?
Nope. Because you can delay the audio further.
Right. You can't make it go faster.
You can't make it go faster.
How do you feel about not HD audio? How do you feel about running an optical cable and seeing if that fixes your problem?
I mean, the other thing would be...
How do you like that Samsung one? That Samsung one seems pretty good for you. Why don't you use that one and just get 1080p?
Yeah, I mean, you can make sure that all of your HDMI lip sync settings are on.
Yeah.
Doesn't always fix the problem.
Yeah.
You could attempt to just play the audio in direct mode, which is not our favorite thing to do, but if it fixes the lip sync, that might be enough to be worthwhile.
It's a half a second, though. That's a long time. That's a little
bit surprising, because usually the projector's having to do more. Well, I guess if you're just feeding it straight 4K, it's like, off you go.
Yeah. Can't delay the video on the projector, huh? You can't.
Nope.
That
HDMI lip sync thing is supposed to fix this. That's what it's there for.
That's what it's there for.
But yeah, I hear you on that. That if there's no way to fix it, you're just going to have to go with either direct mode or an optical cable, unfortunately.
Or does the Samsung have two HDMI outputs?
It's got two HDMI outs. Give it a try. See if it works better.
I would see if that worked better.
Absolutely,
because that might work.
Because this Sony is brand new, which means there's firmware updates forthcoming. This might be an issue that they have to fix in firmware. It could be the player.
Figure out how long you've got on that return policy.
Yeah, because it's brand new. It just came out.
I would try the Samsung, see if that worked. I would dump this thing back. I would watch the news. I would return the Sony. I would watch the news.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much that Sony costs, but if it costs anywhere near the Oppo, I'd get the Oppo like immediately. If that's really what what the issue here is. But the Samsung, maybe the Samsung will work for you. If it's got two HDMI outputs, you've already run the cables. Do that.
Now, as for the HDR looking too dim, we did discuss the reasoning for that with this whole electro-optical transfer function. That is, this value means exactly this many nits, which doesn't work properly on projectors. Now, especially on your X550R, JVC didn't have that all set correctly, and they, on their website, provide instructions for how you should manually adjust the settings when you are watching HDR. So we'll have the link for that, avrant.com. We have our show notes. Come there. They actually have addressed this very specific issue. Now, again,
sorry? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You have to change it every time you switch to HDR?
No. You have to change the settings once in your user menu for the picture mode.
That's not what it sounded like you said. You sound like you said when you're watching HDR, these are the settings you should be using. I'm like, what? I got to change it?
No, because when HDR comes in, it goes into an HDR
picture
mode.
I understand that. Okay.
The default is
that's not what you
way
said,
off.
So I was a little confused.
Yeah, the default's way off, so you have to change that. No, he wrote today, and he's like, he just fiddled with the gamma in HDR, and it got it watchable at least. But there's more settings that you can do that are directly from JVC. This is a known issue with those models. So we'll have the link for that, avrant.com. That's that.
That's the solutions. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.